Hey, YouTube. Waiting on Twitch here just for a second. Cool, and hello, Twitch. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Dan Plays Games from the Elder Times. I'm Dan. And the game from the Elder Times I'm currently playing is the AD&D Pool of Radiance game from 1988. Again, it's new on Steam a couple months ago. So I'm playing it for the very first time. Am I the most proficient player? No, but hopefully there's a level of excitement as I discover stuff for the very first time ever, and I'm getting a lot of great assistance from the viewers here every night. I would not be as far as I've gotten, frankly, without viewer assistance. So hopefully, if you do know this game, no spoilers. But if there's some kind of obvious interface glitch that you see me making, please pitch in and help. So let's get started. Where is the game? There we are. There we are. So as usual, I'm going to go through the classic copy protection. It's my code wheel, which I have been challenged about at least once or twice. I guess last time was Zach Glazer of Necromancer Games accused me of possibly not playing with the code wheel. But yeah, I totally have it. So what do I have to put in tonight? Elven rune, like a ring over a loopy thing. That should be easy to find. There it is. And dwarven rune, kind of like a two-pronged flag. Is this? It's got to be this, right? And look at the dash dot dot line, which says zombie to me, which is good. Cool, I'm in. Let me load my my A game that I'm always saving to. So I'm back in town at this point. Last time, I guess I got done with the whole Kudo's Well area, and I finished exploring the whole upstairs part, the whole labyrinth part down below. I'd mostly defeated the monsters, not all of them, but I mostly defeated the monsters previously, but we just made sure that there wasn't any other clues or important stuff that I was missing out on. Tried to get in, so past that block, tried to get into the library that seems to be totally locked to me. Now, if one of my wizards can get a knock spell, I guess I can open up the locked doors to the library, but I did not find any way of doing that last time. And then I tried to get into, because I do have a commission to the Cadorna Textile House place treasure that I'm supposed to bring back. So started exploring there, a little bit tougher than the prior regions. I ran into a fairly large batch of ghouls and wights and was patting myself on the back about how great a job I did with that, thinking that it was a major encounter. And it turned out not to be. It turned out that was just like one of many, many, many mobs of ghouls and wights running around. And number 2 and number 3 really did a number on me. So I kind of beat a hasty retreat, and I think that's where we ended last time. So since then, I did a couple things offline, just so it isn't too boring on the stream. So I came back, mapped out stuff. So I'm doing mapping. You kind of have to do that in these games. Very classic D&D. So mapped out the areas that I know are cleared out now around Kudo's Well. Got back to the inn where I currently am. Rested, topped off my hit points, my spells, bought ammo. Had a number of magic items that we found last time. So I ID'd those at the store. And let me see, what were they actually? So found a +1 staff, bracers of armor AC 4. So those two things I did give to my dedicated magic user, wizard, near Jerini. So she's normally throwing darts as a missile weapon most of the time. but I did give her the quarterstaff +1. You know, maybe we're going to run into another white, right? Or something else that needs magic to hit them. So I'm trying to make sure everybody's got that as an option. So she's got the quarterstaff that she can use under first edition rules. And previously she had bracers of armor AC 6. So I gave her the AC 4, and that bumped up her AC a little bit there, which is good. What else did we get there? I gave, so the prior bracers, I don't know, maybe I should sell them for money. Maybe if you're watching, you have an opinion about that. So I actually gave the bracers to my fighter thief, Rollin, as a backup. He's not, normally he's wearing magic chainmail and a shield most of the time. But, you know, maybe if I want him to do dedicated thieving stuff, I can swap out for the bracers and be more mobile, is what I'm thinking. Maybe. That's just a backup is all that is. Found +1 banded mail. And what I did is I gave that to Maelwyn. So in the back row, I've got Maelwyn, my fighter magic user. Up until then, I had everybody except for the wizard in plate mail. So I gave her the banded mail +1. That's actually the exact same armor value as normal plate mail, but it's lighter. So that bumped her, like on the bottom right there, that bumped her movement up from 6 to 9. And she's usually in the back doing missile and spell stuff, and I want to make sure she's in range for good stuff. So I kind of like having her movement up higher. That's what I did with the banded mails, gave it to her. I guess that was the main stuff, right? So that's my current profile for my party is 6 there. You know, last time that we got rid of, I guess it was two weeks ago, we got rid of the NPC fighters I had running around for a while, which I think was a great relief to people who are experts at the game, because they're taking money, they're taking fairly big shares of money, which reduces my XP. And then I was told after the fact that late in the game, they're both evil. And so late in the game, they go and backstab you. And so apparently I avoided that by accidentally getting them killed. And then throwing their bodies in a ditch. Now, note to self, up until now, I haven't had that many magic items. A note to self, if someone does die, I got to make sure to get the magic items off the corpse before I go traipsing off. I wasn't too bothered by mundane stuff being lost, but if I lose magic stuff, that'll be pretty dumb. Let's see here. What else? Now, Cadell, who is one of my fighter wizards, half-elf fighter wizard there, did lose 1 level to a white last time, so that kind of hurt. We're playing through that. And then there was a question from 1 or 2 of the viewers is, can I go back to town to one of the healing temples and get restoration? I checked in on that offline. The answer is no. Restoration to get a level back is not available at the temples, so I'm stuck with Cadell being reduced in level. So he is level 2-2. Previously, he was level 3-2. Multi-class like that. You know, not a terrible, you know, I have my front line, Griffith and Cadell, they're both half-elves, and that's actually pretty smart if I do have to run into ghouls. Because, of course, they're immune to ghoul paralysis, so that at least gives me a couple beats that people aren't immediately getting wiped out by ghouls by having elves in the front row. You know, I had a campaign that I was DMing a while back, and the players ran into ghouls for the first time at a low level, and it's fairly smart. They immediately went back to town, and they posted flyers for henchmen that had to be elves. And so they just got a henchman front line of elves to hold off the ghouls, which was fairly tactically smart, I thought. Hey, Dice Check. Cool. Glad to see you got through this and Azure Bonds. You know, maybe I'll play Azure Bonds next after this. Once I hack my way through this. Good to see you tonight. What else? I guess there's a new proclamation, right? So I got a new proclamation at the town center. What is that? 134. Except it's in Roman numerals. CXX IV. Okay, so here's the new proclamation that showed up at the town hall. Be it known that the council has declared those individuals who have taken up residence in the mansion of the former Koval family to be traitors and thieves. Be it further known that a reward has been offered for the elimination of these outlaws. A commission to rid the city of this blight may be obtained from the council clerk. Actually, so I should go do that. I guess I don't have that commission yet, so I should go right now to the council clerk and get that commission. I guess to clear out the Koval family mansion, if I'm reading that right. And got a couple characters who are pretty close to leveling up pretty soon, so I'll keep a look at that. One other piece of testing I did, because I had a question about this. I have a couple characters with magic bows, and we started facing the white that you need magic to hit it, basically. And this is true to first edition rules. Shooting a normal arrow off a magic bow doesn't make the arrow count as magic. If you hit a white with that, it doesn't do any damage. So that is what the rules say. So I got to be really careful about that and not thinking that a magic bow lets me hit magic creatures, because it doesn't. I guess that's it. Oh, one other thing. There was a question because there's the in the slums there's the wizard with a giant army of orcs, and if you talk to him right, he gives you a quest, which I did do. There was a question about whether the wizard's still around for you to go fight later. I tested that offline. The answer is no. He just takes off. So at this point, the slums actually are totally empty in my game. Somebody had told me previously that you could go fight the wizard afterwards, but he's just gone for good. So that's the end of that. All right, I should go get my new commission. Telengard, interesting. That's an interesting suggestion, Dice Check. Maybe I should try Telengard later on. I have a feeling that the very next thing I do might be. I'm gonna go to my map here. I may go back and play another, because I love my war games. I might go back and play another round of D&D Fantasy Empires, and not fight the 36th level wizard top end opponent next time. Just so it's not quite as much a war of not so much a quagmire as what happened last time. Okay, brutal. So Dice Check is telling me that Telengard is a all caps brutal game, which is a significant plus for me. So you just made it a lot more likely that I'll go play that. That sounds like my kind of game. 4 million mappable rooms. Holy God. Okay, so here I am at the council clerk again. Begins looking through a stack of papers. Before I can offer any commissions, I must see if you are due a current reward. Probably not. Last time I got the reward for clearing out So-Called Keep, which leveled up almost my whole party, so probably not another one right here. Okay, and there was not. The clerk shuffles through her papers. On the matter of commission, she says, I can offer the following. The council is offering a reward for books, maps, tomes, etc., which provide us useful information about Phlan before the fall. The reward is tied to the value of the information. Now, we already knew that from actually the beginning of the game. And that's kind of why I would love to get into the library area. Hopefully, get some books, tomes, scrolls, information like that. A weapon of great power is to be auctioned to our enemies. This auction is to be held in Podal Plaza. Find out what the weapon is and return. Now, that I've had on the docket for a couple weeks, and I actually think that is what I'm going to go for tonight. That right there, this magic weapon of great power being auctioned to the monsters. So that, having kind of gotten beat up pretty bad in the textile mill last time and not being able to get in the library, I think that's my next goal, actually. I think 1 or 2 viewers might have suggested that last time. You are summoned by the Bishop of Braccio of Tyr. Report to him at Tyr's temple. Now that is new. Look at my commissions list here so I don't forget about stuff. Also, I wouldn't mind if they revealed that the bishop could cast restoration. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. These are all of the commissions currently available. Thank you. That's pretty good. Okay, where is the Bishop of Tyr? Well, I don't know. So you're about to see me try all 3 temples. There's guards to the south there. I think in my very first game I accidentally got into a fight with, which did not go well. Okay, so here's one temple here. You are welcomed by Priestess Joy of Soon. Do you seek healing? I'm gonna, you know what? Just in case I missed it, let me just say yes and look at the list just in case I missed the restoration, because I would love to have Cadell get cure blindness, cure disease, light wounds, serious wounds, critical wounds, neutralize poison, raise dead, remove curse, stone to flesh. Okay, so no restoration there. And from what I can tell, that's the exact same list at all the temples. Actually, I kind of feel it's Tears in the bottom left, I think. The priest, no, I am incorrect. That's the priest of Tempest. Okay, one left, which would be here. The priest of Tyr, of course, it's the last one I look at, of course. The priest of Tyr, welcome you to the temple. Do you seek healing? Yes. Do I? Well, not really, but I'm going to say yes. Oh, I'm in the wrong, right, this is not where the bishop is. So I think I ran into this little one space thing. I think that's the bishop's office right here, if I recall. You are ushered into the bishop's study. Bishop Braccio speaks, allow me to introduce Dirten, priest of Ilmar. That's not a great name. Great. He is bound to recover the temple, which has been desecrated to Bane. Go with him across the river and help him to cleanse the temple. In payment, you may keep the hidden treasures. Now, that is a classic D&D quest. Dirten, you say? Now, this is going to be my first, like, outside the city map adventure, actually. So, and obviously people have clued me into this previously. So go across the river, cleanse the temple. So I'm going to take a wild stab and say that he joins the party as an NPC, maybe? Will you accompany Dirten? I'm going to... Okay, so my original plan was to go take out Podal Plaza, but I'm going to assume this is an appropriate quest this time. Hey, Dice Check, do you have an opinion about whether I should go clear out the temple now? I mean, and then I'm also worried about, does this quest just go away if I say no at this point? Should I go clean out the Temple of Bane now, or should I go to Podal Plaza? My instinct. Okay, all right. I respect that. I respect that. So we're all re-exploring this. How long ago is that actually? 30. Oh my God, 34 years. Holy God. That's fair. My instinct. This seems interesting. This seems fundamentally interesting, and I want to see someplace outside the city. So I'm going to say yes to that. Okay, so there's Dirten, right? So there's Dirten. I'm going to list his hit points here in my list. So Dirten's got max hit points 26. That is interesting. Oops, no, these are ability scores. Record is what I'm looking at. Okay, let me just check. 19, 15, 13, 9, 6, 13, 26. Okay. So, oh my God, it's okay. So he's level 5, which is far higher than anybody else. Now that's interesting. Movement 9. Look at his items. So that isn't great equipment. So I feel like I'm gonna gear him up is my instinct. I think I have enough money. I'm gonna give him plate mail. Of course, I just sold a suit of plate mails when I got that banded mail for Mailwin. You know, I feel that, Dissect. You know, for me, the game that I didn't play enough was Sid Meier's Pirates. And it's funny because I also had cousins that had a Commodore 64, and they had Sid Meier's Pirates. One of the best games I ever played, and I just never could play that enough, frankly. So I think I'm going to gear up Dirten here. And does he have spells memorized? Oh, that's a lot of spells. Okay, and interestingly, he has slow poison. So assuming someone gets poisoned, I have been briefed on the proper use of slow poison. A, don't have the person with slow poison get poisoned, which is effectively how I lost my cleric Payden, more or less. And a lot of interesting other spells. Prayer for 3rd level. I fear I'm not going to use those properly, but let's go gear up this guy. Like I like to do. Oh, it's nighttime. What the heck? 14 o'clock. That's... Okay, I'm just going to sit here and wait until we get to... There we go. Okay, so now it's daytime. Shop specializes in arms and armor. Shadow gear. I will look for that. That's a very Gygaxian thing. In 1st edition, actually, Gary was writing a whole bunch of like the Shadow Lord and the Shadow Realm. And actually, his last, to my understanding, the last adventure he was going to write was like about the Plane of Shadow before he left the D&D company back in the day. So he loved all that Shadow stuff. That's very, very classic D&D. Let me pool my money, buy some stuff for Dirten. Next. Like this plate mail I like. Interesting. Now that is going to make his movement 6 instead of 9. You know, I'll go banded. It's way cheaper and it's only 1 point difference. I'm going to buy banded mail for him. I think he had a shield there. We found that Morningstar... Wait, no, only fighters can use Morningstar, so he can't use that. I guess that's what he needs. And then... So take that off. No, he does not have a shield, actually. Use this. Buy that guy a shield. You know, I noticed that, you know, helmet is not part of the equipment list here. Technically, that's a separate item that you're supposed to have all the time, but I guess they didn't simulate that according to the by-the-book 1st edition rules. So ready this. Can I... You named your cat Gygax. That is great, Dice Chuck. I love that. Can I get him to sell his chainmail? I guess there's just a drop option. I guess I could it doesn't let me trade it, though. I'm just going to drop that, whatever. Okay, so there is Dirten AC3, bunch of hit points. That's good. Should I put him in the front line? I'm not even sure how that would work with an odd number of people. Would it be 4 and then 3 probably? I'm going to put him in the front line, actually. Yeah, right, Simon? You got it. I mean, but it's, I don't know. That again, that's just classic D&D. Is whoever joins your party is dirt poor and has practically nothing. So I was prepared for that. I'm not too surprised. Let me share my money back out. And I am going to violate my religious principles and buy him some oil. Yes. Pool by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. And you got to join this stuff so it's not taking up too much space. Great. Almost dropped all my money there. Okay, so I can alter the order. Pick him. Move him up here. You know what? He's leading. He's supposed to be leading this whole quest, so I'm gonna put him right in the front. How about that? I'm gonna save that. Okay, that is my choice. I feel that we and Howard Lovecraft are all big cat fans. I feel like that's a pretty common thing. So I certainly feel that all around. It's pretty darn common to have guests on our Sunday show and have cats wander through. Almost, it's really surprising how many people have cats that are into D&D. Now, okay, so across the river. So probably I take a boat. Is that what happens? Here's the passenger dock. And I remember last time it said, oh, now that you've cleared out so-called Cleep, now we let the boats go some other place, I guess. Oh, yeah, this is different. The harbor master tells you boats leave for the west, the east, so-called Keep, and the north side of the bay. Round trip passage is 1 platinum piece. What passage can I sell you? I don't know. Now, across the bay doesn't sound right. That's more options than I expected. Let me look in the journal here and see if there's some kind of clue. Maybe across the bay is it? North? Looks like I'm on the south coast of this territory. Huh, fascinating. I'm gonna try north, I guess. The bay. Catch the boat at the end of the pier. Okay. So here's the boat. You board a boat. Okay, so this is brand. Oh, fascinating. Okay, so you're about to see me encounter wilderness stuff for the first time ever, so I'm going to be totally bewildered by this. You are on the eastern edge of the city. There are north and south entrances into the city in a small boat that can take you to the civilized area. Which route will you take? You're on the eastern edge of the city. There are north and south entrances in the city in a small boat that can take you to the civilized area. It's a little confusing. I guess north? Yeah. I'm not sure I went to the right place. Am I just back? I have no clue where I am right now. Let me just walk around here. I mean, this looks a little bit like a library area, but it's not that. Fascinating. So if I can, I like to scout around an area like this. And Dirten's not giving me any advice about whether I'm doing the right thing or not. look at this other map here and see if it gives me any clues. So okay, I think so looking at this adventurer's journal that comes with the game. So I see. So this might be like the Covell Mansion or the Wealthy Block, maybe. And the Temple of Bane is past the Wealthy Block, so I guess I have to go through the Wealthy Block to get there. So maybe I'm on the right track, actually. I mean, so arguably, okay, so if this is the Wealthy Block, then the Temple of Bane would be further west. Is there a gate here? Okay, so there's no gate west, so maybe this is the Covell Mansion area. Let me. And then if this is the Covell Mansion area, then the Wealthy Block would be south. Is there a gate on my left? Yes. Okay, so I'm guessing that this takes me to the Wealthy Block. Yeah, that looks like this, sort of. And then maybe there's a passage east? Or west, rather. Okay, let me save this before I get into an enormous amount of trouble. So if I'm deciphering this right, the Temple of Bane is straight ahead. Save this to A as usual. Okay, that looks temple-y. Yeah, that looks very temple-y to me. Let me check these outbuildings before somebody ambushes me from here. Temple of Bane. This might be more than I can handle. But I mean, that's what they wanted, right? That's what Dirten's here for. Seems like that's empty, I guess. Look at this dead end. Yeah, it's clearly the temple, right? Okay. Oh. You are surprised by orcs. Okay. I can... That was fast. Man, those guys got the jump on me. Do I get to go at some point, please? What the heck? I guess they surprised me, right? Right. So they all get to go before I go. Okay, so I got to survive this. Fuck. All right, so Malwyn is my fighter wizard, so I feel like probably a sleep spell coming up. I'm actually kind of happy that there's more orky type stuff to use the sleep on, so I can get 6 here. 2, 3, looks like 6 is going to be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be 4. So it looks like this is the best. I guess here I would get everybody on the far end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like having people slept right next to my guys, because then it blocks people from getting access to them. So I feel like here, that's what I'll do. Okay, so got all 6. It's possible that I could have gotten a really bad roll and not gotten all 6. So here's Griffith, who's already injured. So Griffith's my fighter cleric, but I don't need to turn in this case. And then always the dilemma of, do I knock down people who are asleep or not? Now, if I cast sleep again, I can next time I'll catch like 4. That might not be a good use of sleep actually. So I'm gonna hit this guy. Griffith really packs a punch when he manages to hit one. So now I'm not going to use another sleep spell. I'll just start shooting, maybe like this guy. Jesus Christ. All right, now here's Harton, who's new, and I haven't seen him in action yet. So hopefully, I guess I didn't actually ready a weapon. Oh no, right. Harton's my new cleric, right? Harton's my new, I guess, 2nd level cleric now, I think. Who apparently must have been throwing oil last time, I guess. Because he's only got 6 hit points. That's fine. How about I do this? Okay, so kind of being a little protective of my low-level guy. Rollin is best if he gets to use a missile weapon, but I'm in a terrible... Now that I've got Harton right behind him, I'm in a terrible position to try to back out. So I guess I'll just hit somebody. Nice. Okay, so here's Cadell, who has more sleep-type stuff. Oh man, down to 3 hit points. Probably can't pull out from that position with 3 orcs there. Let's see here. Right, I don't have control over Dirten, right? Okay. And everybody claims that they're terrible at choosing their spellcasting options. I would love them to cast Cure on Cadell, actually, would be great. Nice. Now I have to be next to Cadell if I'm going to cast Cure on him. All right, Harton, right. Did not expect that. All right, now that Rollins in the clear, I'm going to switch over to a ranged weapon here so I can get the double attacks. Which don't make any difference. What is Dirten doing? Of course, now I put near Girini too far into the front. Let's grab this. Okay, I got this shiny new magic quarterstaff, so why don't you try to beat somebody with it? That. Yeah, of course not. What is Dirten doing? Oh, well, that's pretty nifty. So Cadell's up at 10 hit points now. Nice. Oh, great. Okay. Sounds like that's about the end of these guys. Yeah, right. A henchman that doesn't immediately run away. What's up with that? Oh, right. Well, I mean, I can just walk up and save the ammunition. Nice way to use that quarter staff. What? What? Man, you're... Dude, the fight's over. What are you doing? I mean, at least he's not running away, but man, he's making terrible choices. That's a good point. They didn't have names, right? They were just Fighter 1 and Fighter 2, basically. So that's it, right? That's everybody. All right, so not, you know, you don't get many experience points for orcs. Just share that money there. All right, let me, do I need healing? Okay, so Dirten's down by 6, Griffith is down by 5, and Cadell is down by 5 as well. So that's about a cure each. So let's do that. Good. I guess I'll try to use the spells from the frontline people. Can I cast from Dirten? Is that permitted? It is. Great. Okay. Yeah, cast on yourself. Why not? Oh, he used that prayer spell, and then I'll have Griffith. Yeah, I'll have Griffith do the same thing. That's fine. Okay, so he's at 16 out of 19. Good enough. In camp, save. Okay. All right, not too bad. Used 1 sleep spell. I think that's my major. Amongst our weaponry, our sleep spells. Let's see what's here. Absolutely nothing. Oh, there's a door. Guess that's it. You spot a group of orcs. The monsters stand ready. Okay, so I'm going to try to parlay here. Occasionally that's useful. Okay, so they're, I don't know, they're servants of Bane. I don't know, maybe they like being abused. Maybe they got Munchausen syndrome. I don't know. Maybe they have, what am I thinking of? Not Munchausen syndrome. What am I thinking of? Stockholm syndrome. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, so maybe the orcs have Stockholm syndrome, and I'm going to be abusive to them, and that'll work. Yeah. We got to keep all you non-believers out of here, the monsters say as they begin to leave. So hit the road, you bums. The monsters turn and leave. I guess that worked. Yay psychology. I wonder if that'll continue to work. Hmm? Power. The power of Freudian psychology. Long live the servants of Bane, short live the greedy murder hobo. Come on, Simon. Get on the... You're still rooting for the monsters. What is... Another dead end. Okay. Again, I do kind of like making sure that the outbuildings are clear first. Look around here a bit. Looks pretty empty. Now, if I were, for what it's worth, if I were designing a place, I would let a lot of these spaces be empty and then have some horrible surprise show up. That's what I would do. I was spending a really unreasonable amount of time tonight on the Wandering DM's Discord server, getting just the right heresy emoji. So if you need to call out someone on our Discord server, like I do a lot for heresy, there's now an emoji specialized just for that. Man, there's a lot of outbuildings here. Just look around the far corners. Oop, okay. Oh shit, you spot a group of ogres. The monsters stand ready. Ogres. So, I don't know how many there are. Like if there's 3, I'd say that's fine. If there's 6, I'd be like, that's a problem. My sleep spells have a 50-50 chance of taking one of them down. I really don't have too much other... I mean, I have some hold persons, which do not work against them. I don't think. I'm pretty sure. So that won't work. Person basically means 1 hit die type humanoids, maybe 2 hit dice. Jeez, I hate blowing a whole bunch of sleep spells here, but I might wind up doing that. Let's try this. Let's advance. I'm going to advance. The monsters stand ready. Okay, so now I'm going to parlay. And I'm going to do this again. I'm going to be abusive. Which is the... Yeah, you dumb ogres. You bunch of Neanderthals. We got to keep all you non-believers out of here, the monsters say as they begin to leave. So hit the road, you bums. The monsters turn and leave. How about that? Oh my god, I think I'm learning how to play this game now. Sweet. Oop, what is this now? Jeez, there's a lot of stuff in this room. Okay, you are surprised by hobgoblins, so obviously this is not an option. Looks like only 7 of them. That's not bad. I'm glad I don't have hobgoblins on one end and ogres on the other. That would have been tough. Of course, they all get attacks, don't they? Okay. This looks like a job for Sleeper Man. Okay, so there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That gets 5 of them. This gets 5 of them. Yeah. I just came up with that. Okay, so you guys are all helpless. Let's try to knock these guys off here. What the? Oh, right, because it doesn't let me shoot even if I'm next to a sleeping monster. Can I move back? Yeah. Here, and now I can shoot. Okay, so definitely got to switch to the melee weapon now. Again, Harton's only got 6 hit points. I'm just gonna let him just guard, I guess. Maybe delay if I hadn't cast a cast a cure spell, possibly. Nice. Okay, so hit him with 2 arrows, which is kind of nice. No, that's not what I want. I'm going to aim. Wow. Boy, he is very aggressive with his spells. So that's the fight. So at this point, everybody's paralyzed. So I just got to finish them off at this point. So, all right. Okay, thank you, Dirten. Get some XP here. Arguably, I could go all melee and save the ammunition. Not that big a deal. Oh, he didn't cast a spell. That's the... Okay, thank you. And Harton finishes him off. Good job. They really should have allowed me to abuse them. Would have been better for them. Any treasure here? No, there are items. Ah, this bullshit. There's no chance. Oh God, I hate doing this. And then share, just take a look at what the money is. Not much. Share it out. Okay, okay, so Nirjarini's down to 9 movement. These stupid longswords. Can I join these? Is that... It's not joinable. Is anybody else... Most everybody else is in plate mail. Now, mail one's at 6. Just want to make sure nobody's too slow. All right, I'm getting slowed down here. Good point. Thank you, Simon. Right, the XP is too low for it to be magical. I really don't want to blow the detect magic on it. Does Dirten have detect magic? He does not. That's a great question, Simon. Is it time to replenish spells? I mean, on my end, I've only used 1 sleep spell, right? Plus, I guess 3 cure wounds, right? I feel like I want to push a little bit more. I might be making a terrible mistake. I want to push a little bit more. I mean, I guess Dirten's used multiple hold persons, right? Let me just let me save the game here. Let me push a little bit. I'm going to push a little bit more. Is what I'm going to do. You know, I should be searching these areas. Oh shit, these guys are wanderers. The monsters stand ready. I'm going to parlay. I'm going to abuse them. And off they go. I feel like I decoded that. I feel like that wasn't a total accident on my part, but let me look. Okay, so if they're just wandering monsters, then there's not going to be, oh, for Pete's sake. So this is very reminiscent of the so-called keep area where there's just like a gargantuan number of wanderers. And as long as I pick the right negotiation, they take off, assuming they don't surprise me. So if I get surprised, then I guess I have to fight them. A group of 4 orcs. Well, this is different. You see a group of 4 orcs whose shields bear a black hand on a red field. They cautiously look you over. The orcs ready their spears. Well, this is different. Well, I'm going to go with what brung me to the party. I feel it seems unlikely that the same thing's going to work here. But I'm gonna go with the pattern, so I'm gonna abuse them and kind of I don't have any better guess. So if I need to pick some other option, I don't, you know, other than haughty, like if like I'm priest of the temple and you got to get out of my way, but I'm gonna abuse these guys. 4 orcs. In a deep, threatening voice, one of the orcs says, "You moles better watch your step, or you shall feel the wrath of Bane." After saying this, he spits and leaves. Okay, so that worked. You moles. It's kind of a weird... That's a weird flex. Just look at the space. Okay, another 4 orcs. Maybe just like the south side of this block has groups of 4 orcs like this. Right, and this happened with the ogres, right? I can advance, and then I can parlay. Get out of here, you dummies. I'm gonna be zen about that. I'm gonna let him. He needs to burn off some energy by spitting at me. That's okay. It's technically assault. Remember, under U.S. jurisprudence, to my understanding, spitting on someone is technically assault. But yeah, well, you pigs got to get out of here. That is really funny that that's the way to get people out of here. The Wrath of Bane. Oop, what is this? Okay, now I'm surprised by goblins. Okay, that's different. Hey, I wanted to abuse you guys. Why aren't you letting me abuse you? Well, if I can't abuse you, nobody can. It's probably... The murder hobos carefully step across the paving stones to avoid the many pools of spit. I feel it. Okay, now I am boxed into this corner here, so I'm a little bit constrained. you know, I'm going to take a step back. Ah, okay. So that I can shoot that guy twice. Hope you enjoyed that backstab, buddy. Oh, again, interesting. Okay, now let me plan this out. So I would use a sleep spell right here if I could. So I can't hit this guy because he's around the wall. But this guy looks like a likely target. How? Damn. Okay, so here's Griffith. I cannot back him out. Oh, right. Oh, right. So there's the infamous sweep attack, and actually you can only, I mean, really you can only use it against kobolds and goblins. So I have totally forgotten about that. That's where we get the turn. Like, I actually didn't know this term, you know, not having played Pool of Radiance, I had never heard the term sweep attack before. Before Paul told me last year. But I have started using it for the multi-attack mode. And I guess everybody else knows that term except for me from this game. And I'm so excited about the sweep attacks that I forgot to cast sleep with Malin. But you know, Harton can probably take goblins, I'm guessing. Do I even need to cast sleep here? I mean, I guess I would catch 4 at this point. I don't even think I need to cast sleep. Oh shit, Cadell's down to 5. Okay, I'm going to take that back. I actually will. Okay, so if Cadell's down to 5, I actually will. Bring out the big guns. That's interesting. You know, granted that almost my entire party is multi-classed fighter, everybody can do sweep attacks if they want to. Practically. That is very interesting. Did I not ready the arrows or something? I did not ready the arrows. Now, my instinct would be to just let these guys go, but I have been told to practice not letting folks get away. I mean, move first. All right. Guess it's faster if I do done quit for everybody. Okay, fairly small amount of experience from that. Probably just copper or something. Oh, this bullshit. Again, small amount of experience, so I guess these things aren't going to be magical from a bunch of goblins. So I'm just going to ditch this stuff. The horrible bandits steal yet more lunches from the poor goblins. Okay, just share the money. Good enough. Goblin junk. I don't need that. Let me save the game. Let me cast some healing spells, particularly on Cadell. Oh, geez, that was a good healing spell, actually. Guess I'll cast it on Dirten himself. Okay, so at this point, I should reorder my hit point chart here. Okay, so Dirten's down 4, Griffith's down 3, Cadell's down by 2, Rollins down by 3. So that doesn't, I don't want to burn any more cures. So, but Dirten's out at this point. Okay, now the question is, I mean, I'm assuming I can't encamp here. Let me just save it. I'm assuming I can't rest here to get spells back. It's kind of a constant question I have. I'm gonna try to do this. Okay, so in a normal, in many people's D&D campaign, you could hole up and you could rest here and get spells back. So I'm gonna try this. I'm probably gonna get surprised by monsters, but if that doesn't happen, if that does happen, then I'm gonna have to fight my way back to town in order to rest up. So encamp. It's true. You're right. One, 2, 3. Okay, and then so I get to pick. So I don't get to pick how Dirten casts stuff, but I get to pick what he memorizes. So I think he had 2 of these which were quite helpful. And then now here comes the 3rd level spells, which I have not dealt with before. Animate Dead, definitely not that. That's no go for me. He had prayer before, right? That's interesting. I don't know. Anybody get it? What would be interesting for Dirten's 3rd level spell? Is prayer good? I tend to take, my instinct is to take dispel magic. Like if I confront an enemy wizard, I can hit him with dispel magic to recover if I need to. If I get diseased and somebody's about to die, I wouldn't mind having cure disease running around. I guess I'll go with what he brought initially. I guess I'm going to go with prayer here. And so more or less, I'm just getting my cures back. Oh, I haven't even cast anything by Nirjarini. Interesting. Okay, so let's try this. Got to rest for 8.5 hours according to this. I guess probably Dirten's higher level spells need to rest longer, I'm guessing. Let's try this. Yeah, okay. The party is rudely interrupted. While in camp, you are suddenly attacked by orcs. And I don't get a chance to parley. Oof, and I'm boxed in. Boy, that didn't work at all, did it? That worked like exactly the opposite of what I wanted. All right, now you're boxed in, you're totally trapped, and you don't have any way you can get out of here. Wonderful. However, Nirjarini is up first, so worth a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it splits them in half, which I like, so that's good. I'm going to make this only one orc fight. I like that even better. All right, and now Griffith. Hit him in the head, please. Good. I literally can't do anything with Harton at all. Okay, so I still can't shoot even with that sleeping guy next to me, so... Nice. Second arrow. We've trapped us. We've both, you know, weirdly in this fight, we've both trapped each other. Oh, and that's it. No, except for this guy. Can I shoot that guy? No, I cannot. If that last guy is smart, he'll start running. Dirten, what are you doing? I mean, at least he doesn't run away. I guess there's that. I'm not going to bother with him. Probably out of range here, probably. Yeah. What are you doing, Dirt? Oh my God. Wonderful. I'm blessed. We're so blessed, you dummy. That's really funny. Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh boy. But, you know, it's in the fight. It's good stuff. I mean, not that it was physically possible to retreat in this case. All right, a little bit more experience, probably some garbage equipment. No, there's no equipment at all. Okay. So, once again, I'm going to save this. I didn't take any damage in that fight at all, which is good. Okay, so I'm going to save this. And now I have to get out of this area. So, okay, so I'm going to parley. I'm going to abuse. you not just see what happened? I mean, you know, I will mess you up even worse. Yeah, I'm shaking my boots. I pity the fools. Okay, so just trying to get out of this block. Oh, and there's one last bunch of guards right here, eh? Yeah, well, we came here to kick ass and throw oil, and I'm all out of oil. Man, that is a lot of spit, seriously. Okay, so, all right, so that is the Temple of Bane. So this is, so now that I'm getting my bearings here. Okay, so I'm back in the wealthy block, I guess. And I'm assuming I can't rest here either, so I'm going to get out of this area. You stand outside a large mansion. You stand outside a large mansion. On the walls of the mansion are crude black handprints. Okay, so obviously we know who's been here. I guess I should look around a bit. Fancy stucco stonework. Okay, so that's out of, great. So that's out of the eastern edge of the city. So I see where I am. So looking at the Adventurer's Journal, so it's this limb here of the bay. So you're on the eastern edge of the city, right here. Got it. There are north and south entrances in the city. I see. So north is Covell Mansion, south is the wealthy section, and from there to the Temple of Bane. Got it. And a small boat that can take you to the civilized area. Which route will you take? I mean, what happens if I do leave? If I do leave, do I walk off into the wilderness? I'm going to heal up before I do this. I'm going to take the boat back to the civilized part of town. Whoops, and I've wandered into the temple by mistake. No, I'm just looking for directions. Cool. I guess I have all those swords, right? I mean, there's no way that's all magic, but let me cast Detect. And I can see if they're magical. And of course they're not. Okay, so let's go dump this nonsense. And I'm probably going to get, what, like 5 gold, 7 gold each? Yep. Yep. Nice. We are totally sellswords now. Yeah. It's official. It's official, say several of the party members. And Near Jarini says, "Shut up, you." Now, as long as I'm here, I'm going to top off on my missiles. I guess I'm in the habit of, I tend to like having like 40 to 50 missiles for each of my missile casting people. So let me pool the money. And the other thing is, you know, when you pool the money and then buy something, that was a key part. Then the pooled money gets turned all into platinum for easy carrying. There was a moment in the past where 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, I think. There's a moment in the past where I didn't catch on to the you got to pool it and then buy something part. But this will make it easier to carry stuff, which is great. Now, Harton's a cleric, so he doesn't have any missile weapons to speak of. That's good. You got 50? That's good. It's like 40, 50, I think. Okay, and his movement's 9, which is what I like. That's fine. That's fine. And Dirten doesn't have any missiles, so let us. I think that's it, right? Was there wasn't anything else of note, right? I've been just kicking around. I've just been abusing goblins and orcs and goblins, basically. So share the money. Just see if anybody's movement is terrible. I really wanted her to be faster. Let me trade some of her money to Nirjarini. Good. Okay. Same thing here, actually. Good. I have a number of people that are just on the cusp of like between 9 or 6 movement, and I gotta, when I share out the money equally, I kind of got to pay attention to that. Dirten's strength is not good. I wonder if I should get rid of some of that oil that I'm not going to use so much anyway. Let's call that good. So, great. So I think I already have I think it sticks, what I chose to memorize for spells. I think that's sticky. The only additional thing is I got to get back Griffith's. Nope, it's not. Okay, my bad. Okay, glad I checked. So 2 cures and a detect for him. So I guess I got to do this all over again, eh? I'm not gonna take that bless back because he just keeps wasting at the end of a fight. So I'm definitely not gonna do that. The holds were nice. I guess I'm gonna go with that prayer, I guess. That feels like a ton of spells. Is the fighter thief the one with the bracers? He could take off the plate mail. I think he's got magic chain is what he's got. He's got currently chainmail +1. Maybe you saw that since you put the comment up, Simon. He could take the plate mail off if he wants to backstab. You know, the other thing, Roland doesn't have really great hit points. He keeps having bad rolls for hit points, so I'm kind of leery about pushing him forward. I guess he's got 13 hit points max, so I'm still a little bit leery about trying to get him into the backstab situation, and frankly, he's doing better if I can pull him back and use missile weapons and get 2 arrow attacks. So I certainly, you know, that's why I gave him the bracers, honestly, just to have that option. But yeah, maybe later once it gets more hit points, frankly. Or arguably, maybe I should try it now with lower level stuff just to get myself practiced at it. now she casts spell. Oh, yeah, she did cast Sleep now. All right, let me see. And I think I have people down to by 4 hit points, I think is the most. 4, 3, 2. Yeah, so if I rest for 4 days, everybody's back. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now I'm out of beverage here. So I'm gonna crack open a new beverage that I've never had here on camera. This is not, just in case anybody thought this is not a paid endorsement, because we nobody's asked for that on our channel. So I'm gonna pop open this can of Liquid Death, which if anybody thinks it's not alcoholic, it's just water. Mountain water from the Alps. So I got a can of Liquid Death when we went to the Black Star Film Festival in Philadelphia the other week. They were handing this out. So I'm gonna try Liquid Death for the first time on camera here. I feel like that's appropriate, right? I feel it's appropriate for a classic D&D where I normally have a TPK every week. Yeah. Yeah, get a little sparkle to it. That's nice. All right. So yeah, we're all healed up. Rested up. Get all my spells back. As long as you don't drink orc spit, no problems. You know, maybe there's a product. Maybe there's a market that's not being served properly. Maybe you could make a branded product called Orc Spit. I'm just going to walk by the city hall here just in case there's some new proclamation. You're outside the city hall. The city clerk waits inside to award commissions. Looks like not seeing any new proclamations. So I think that's okay. So I feel like I'm being pretty proficient in the Temple of Bane area. So I'm going to go back. It seems productive, if I'm not mistaken. So here's the harbor master asking me where I want to go. I could go west, east, or the north side of the bay. And hopefully I don't forget. It's weird because you go north and then it says now you're on the east side of the city, which is a little bit confusing. But I'm going to go across the bay. Catch the boat at the end of the dock. Yeah, I've already been here, buddy. Okay, so once again, I'm on the eastern edge of the city. Now, so again, I can take the north, and both these are actually lead you west. So I can take the north passage leading west into Covell Mansion. I could take the south passage leading west into the wealthy area. But I'm wondering what happens if I hit leave. So I'm sufficiently curious here. I'm going to hit L to leave here and just see what happens then. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so then I'm in the wilderness. And I can move around, can I? Hopefully I don't get lost. I'm assuming that like you get horribly lost, which is technically part of classic D&D, doesn't happen here. Interesting. And you can't go diagonal. Okay, so that's enough of my curiosity there. So that's how you get to the wilderness. Interesting. So I will take the southern entrance back into the wealthy section. Trample the city with your giant horse. I love it. Okay, so here I am in the wealthy section again. I guess I should look around, right? And I'm adventuring at night, of course. I'm walking around monster-infested ruins at night, as we are wont to do. But I'm going to get back into the Temple of Bane area. You know, I'm going to clear out the southern part first. Interesting. So I'm currently, I mean, if I didn't just get lost, I'm currently in the wealthy block. The monsters stand ready. Does this same trick work in the wealthy block? I'm going to abuse these goblins. I already trashed all your cousins. It does work. Good. We're gonna keep all your non-believers out of here. So hit the road, you bums. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm shaking in my boots. Okay, so here. Okay, so I guess this is sort of connected. So here, I'm back in the south part of the temple area, and I'm going to work more on clearing out the outbuildings. Might just be mostly wandering monsters. That's an interesting little hoop-de-doo. Another orc quartet. If you wait long enough, maybe the goblins will get exhausted from the running animation. We weren't trained for this in our illustration in the monster manual. That was just static. I'm almost curious what happens with these. Like if I go haughty, I wonder what happens. So it really doesn't seem like I'm getting anything useful in the outbuildings, but you never know. Okay, so I think that's, I guess there's one more building here. Thank goodness for these code words. I'm glad I don't have to fight like a dozen wandering monsters. Oh, no, these are hobgoblins. You guys are just fat goblins. More of this. Parley, abuse. I'm getting a lot of practice at this abuse. I think I'm getting pretty good at it. Okay, now that's the last outbuilding. Okay, so you know, let me just save this just because there's anything interesting in the outbuildings at all. So now I have to tackle the actual temple. So it looks like there's one giant room inside with pews, I guess. There's nowhere else I can go from this block. So I guess just whatever the first entrance I find is good enough. Oh, there's one here. You stand in front of the entrance to a large shadowy temple. An old, blind, decrepit orc stands outside with 8 orc guards. I didn't catch the rest of it. I think my key had an extra press in the buffer. And as you approach, they move, allowing you entrance into the temple. Oh, weird. That's not what I expected. Parlay hobos. Huh. Weird. Okay. That's a big ass temple, man. Look left, look right. This stuff looks interesting. Jesus Christ, that stretches further than you can see. This is the single biggest room I've seen in the game to date. Look left, look right. Okay, so here's looks like the main, okay. In front of you is an altar, it's on my left here. In front of you is an altar that is smeared with blood and covered with crude black handprints. What will you do? Destroy it or leave it? I mean, I think we were here to clear out the temple, so destroy it sounds like what Dirten was sent to do, I think. I have come to abuse and destroy, and I'm all out of things to abuse. So I'm gonna hit destroy, seems good to me. Destroy the altar. As you destroy the altar, the temple doors fly open and a screaming horde of orcs, led by a half-orc cleric, attack. You turn to face them. Hey, I'm willing to abuse you if you're up for that. You want me to abuse you? Okay. So, I'm... Oh, no. Guess there's the downside to that. Oh, my... Oh, my Lord. Oh, my God. Okay. Now, okay, so thank you for helping me to heal up and top out all my spells before I landed into this situation. So all my guys are fresh. I'm at max everything. So this is the best I'm going to do from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 54 orcs? 55, 56? I think it's 56 orcs. There's a whole bunch of missile weapons, which is bad for my spellcasters, but they're in front, which is unusual. So obviously I'm going to be blasting as many sleep spells plus that stinking cloud as possible, as fast as possible on the archers. So let's see how that works. Now, I don't even know who I'm controlling anymore. It's Rollin. Okay, the one guy that doesn't have any spells at all. No place to pull back for missiles, so... And this is not the time I'm going to try to get clever and backstab anybody. Hit this guy. I'm going to hit this guy who is next to my wizard. Nice. Oh, he didn't go down. Oh, my Lord. Shit, you son of a bitch. That's exactly how many hit points that guy had. Fuck. Ugh. Oh, I miss Payden. Fuck. So Nirjarini can't cast now. Dirten got hit twice. What is this? There's a differently colored dude on the south end. What's that dude's story? Right, that's the half-orc, right? That's the half-orc leader. All right, so Nirjarini does not have the option of casting right now. I am going to move her. I want to move her back out of the action. And she can't throw, right? The only other thing she does is, well, I guess I could use the quarterstaff. Yeah, okay, so I want to move her back because I'm going to at least get cover from some of the archers from that wall right there. So I'm going to take one step back. Good. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so hopefully she doesn't get hit next time. Well, I mean, I could... I went a little bit too far, I guess. Okay, so I'm I'm going to do this so I can hit somebody with a dart. So I haven't had the chance to cast any sleep spells yet, unfortunately. That's not good. Wow, boy, that doesn't feel good at all. Okay, so here's Malin. That's not a good start, but I still have all my casters up, so let me think about this. Now that half-orc on the bottom that cast Hold Person, let me... Okay, 25 hit points. That's pretty high levels. That's, I'm guessing, 5th level is what that feels like. 5th level, so I could have like a... Could have, I don't know. Okay, so half-orc. What was it? Was it a straight cleric or was it a fighter? A fighter or cleric. I don't think you can't, in first edition, you can't be a straight cleric as a half-orc. So it's a fighter cleric, maybe like 4th, 3rd level. So maybe that was the only 2nd level spell it has. But I'm not going to say never tell me the chances, but don't tell me the chances right now is all I'm asking. So I'm gonna, and he's in a bad place for a sleep spell. So I'm gonna hope that that's, and he's higher level to it. He might be totally immune anyway. So I'm gonna not try to get clever about that. So where would be good for a sleep spell? I mean, obviously there's places I can get all 9. Maybe 8 there. But I want to get as many casters as possible. I mean, right there's nice. Right here. I mean, I guess if I get this batch here, that's more of them that are not in range of near Jerini, and there's 9 right there. There's 9 there. Let's try that. Nine archers right there. Probably not going to get all 9, but let's, depending on what the dice say. There's 9. I got all 9. Gets, well, no, orcs, you can't sweep attack orcs in first edition. You could in original D&D. Okay, so here's Griffith. So I could cast a cure. I can't back out from missile weapons, so I just have to go with the melee. I'm also not in a position where I can hack anybody that's sleeping. Oops, what? All right, so here's Cadell, who was injured. therefore can't cast. The leader has 25 hit points. Okay, so if I recall my Sun Tzu, they said attack where the enemy is weak. So don't be brave and take on the leader. How many hit points do the sergeants have? 8. This guy has 5. 5 it is. I had 7 characters. I'm down to 5. I'm hoping Mace is out of impressive spells, is what I'm hoping. Shit. So Mace starts casting here. Okay, so here's Cadell. Now I can cast. So the round came around. He's not damaged. Plant this. So I'm worried about these guys. So I am worried about these guys all going after Nirjarini up there, but I really got to I think I got to pay attention to the leaders with bows more. So that right there would get 8. Okay, these guys are sleeping there, so I got to put it on this row. Like right here seems good to me. Okay, so here, put it on this row, put it right here. I mean, Dirten's 5th level, so he's actually immune to sleep, right? So I could put it here, and then I would be sleeping everybody, all these guys that are adjacent to my characters. Is that crazy? I could put sleep right here. I get 8 of them, box out the people that are adjacent to my casters, and Dirten's immune. I'm not. Tell me if I'm wrong about that. Am I making a mistake with that? Yeah? Looks clever. I think that's the move, right? Let's try that. Gonna get some liquid courage here. No, I do want a good roll on this. I could possibly roll low. 8. Okay, there's 8. Good. All right, that's a lot of the leaders down. Okay, so now my guys can go to town on them. Shit. Okay, I'm fucked. Well, that's too bad. That's too bad. I don't gut this. Yeah, that's too bad. Jeez, I never get a spell off with Nirjarini. What am I down? I'm down to 3 characters now. So here's your thanks for the sympathy, Lore Pseudo. So here's your weekly TPK on Games from the Elder Times. Yeah, I don't think I had an option because I think he's because I never. I don't think I had an option to attack. Damn it. Their spellcaster. I'm assuming that he's too high level for sleep to work based on the hit points. And I don't even think I have hold person anymore. I mean, Nirjarini got hit. Like my highest level caster got hit and prevented from casting anything early on. And now Maelwyn can't cast either. That's clearly the end of it, eh? Well, I'm going to go down fighting here. There's nobody. If there's somebody sleeping next to me, I'd hit them. There's no such person. I think I got unlucky there. I think I got unlucky with the initiative with my wizards getting hit. And now here's finally, this is the first time that Nirjarini is allowed to cast anything. It's already surrounded by these guys. That would be 3. That would be 3. I mean, I could, at least there wouldn't be anybody next to them. These guys are all helpless already. I'm thinking, would Nirjarini be affected by sleep? I guess yes-ish, I guess. This would get 3. This would get 4. Good question, Lord Pseudo. Are there retreats? You gotta physically do it. You gotta physically run away from the enemy far enough away that the game says you've gotten away. But I don't have any exits. Here I'm boxed in, so I don't have a choice about it. Once I destroyed the altar there, it was committed at that point. It's basic. This is pretty academic here at this point. I could get 4. You know, I tell you what, Nirjarini is going to save herself. Okay, so I'm just gonna at least save herself with these guys here for an extra minute, and then maybe I'll have space to cast more. I don't know. I think, you know, hypothetically, I think even if every single orc on the map was all asleep, I don't think I would have time to walk around and kill them all. I think they would wake up before I could even walk around and coup de grace them. Damn. Yeah, so that guy's got 2 hold persons is what he's got. Now, Maelwyn can cast, actually. Okay, it would be 3. No. Okay, I don't care about these guys at the back. These guys are all helpless. Dirten's only got 6 hit points. He's there. Boy, if I had 2 more characters, I feel like I could totally do this. Damn it. Like, boy, where should I put this? I mean, helpless. You know what? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plant it here and find out whether I can sleep the leader. So I might be a little cheesy here because I'm going to use this information next time. So I'm going to cast sleep on this guy. Maybe it might just be these 2. I mean, I really don't see any way that it can possibly put this guy to sleep. Let's try that. So clearly I couldn't sleep him when he's adjacent to 2 other friends. Put it against, geez, dude, put it against the, God, put it against the leader, you moron. Oh, okay. You know, Lore, you and I had the same idea just simultaneously. Man, he should have cast. See, what you need hold person. Fuck. Oh man, he's got another spell. So I'll say this is the first time in the game that I'm really being punished by the enemy spellcasters. The wizard in the slums actually takes it a little. He just casts magic missile, which is taking it a little bit easy, and he just lets his orcs mob you. So this is the first time I'm really getting punished. And you're right. I will have to pay more attention to that next time I try this. Jeez, I can still cast. I mean. Europe and Europe and Europe. I mean, if I cast Stinking Cloud, well, that would only add 2. What a terrible position. Well, I lose dirty. I do not. I have a lifelong habit of I don't concede gracefully. I go down. Ah, he's got 3 hold person spells. Fascinating. Yeah, I really do, because that one guy can just hold person my entire party. You're right, I really have to take care of that guy right off the bat, eh? So it's just near Jerini. It's just my wizard holding out alone. I mean, I could... Ah, no, she can't cast. Yeah, but everybody's dying. Thank you for the message. Yeah, you're right. He has to be pretty darn high level. He's got, I mean, right. 3 hold persons? I mean, that's... Good grief. That's a good point. That's really high level. Damn you. My God. Okay, now he's praying. Not allowed to cast. And I can't shoot if I'm next to somebody, even if they're sleeping. That sucks. So Simon, you're telling me in battles this big, you used fireballs, obviously if I had them, plus I cleared an area near the walls so my party could get into 2 lines to protect the spellcasters in the rear line, yeah. Now, unfortunately, this fight started me diagonally. It started my party positioned diagonally, so I had all these extra adjacent spaces that additional attackers could get in, and made it kind of difficult for the sleep spells to be targeted super well. But more importantly, at least in this case, I'm you know, there's so many of them, they got initiative on me, and tagged at least near Jerini before she could cast anything. And I guess I wasn't, admittedly, I wasn't on the ball with realizing how dangerous that half-orc cleric could be. I'm still not sure. Like, I actually don't really see a way for me to actually deal with this fight with my party at their current level. I was kind of assuming with that Dirten guy being added that the game knew that I was high enough level. So I was kind of assuming that once Dirten got on board that was a sign that I was okay to take this, but maybe I need to like clear out a lower level section first, I guess. Because I really don't see that I have options. You know, if I had a higher level cleric and I had hold person, and I could tag the enemy spellcaster right off the bat, then I would think that this is possibly doable. And okay, so that's the end for the night, and there is your monsters rejoicing moment for the week of August 18th. And all the medium-sized monsters rejoice. Yeah, I was close. I feel like I was close. I actually did get 2 sleeps on the biggest batches of missile troops, so I certainly had the majority of them locked down. But I you know, if Dirten cast hold person on the enemy spellcaster right off the bat, if it wasn't for that guy, I think that's a doable fight. If it wasn't for the enemy spellcaster, I think that's a doable fight. But with him, and I really don't see a way I can guarantee neutralizing him. So at the moment, I'm really not sure what I can do about that. I feel my instinct here is I've got to go level some people up before I can take that. Okay, so so that actually is I'm going to call that the end for night. So it's a little past 1 a.m. here, New York Eastern time, this late Thursday night. So that's normally my sign-off time. So I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to think about if there's a better strategy for me to take that Temple of Bane. If you have an idea of how I can possibly take that in my current state, feel free to leave a comment if there's some tactic that I'm not seeing. Feel free to leave that in the next week, and I'll think about that, and you guys think about that. And maybe I should take that Covell Mansion commission. That's, you know, I get to that sooner. That's actually the first block I got to tonight, but I just walked by that to get to the Temple of Bane. So maybe I should be a little bit more patient, is what I'm thinking about tonight. We'll see. I'll think about that this week. Maybe there's some tactic that I overlooked. And don't forget, we'll be back with our Sunday D&D talk show, 1 p.m. Eastern time this Sunday. And our plan is, we've had a couple of viewers ask about our take on stat generation, ability score generation D&D. And obviously, over the years, over the editions, we have seen many different stat generation procedures. And you know what? I'm still a little bit on the fence as DM about what to use for my old school D&D game. So I'll be thinking about that, and we'll get Paul's take on maybe the 1 or 2 things that I actually would consider in my games nowadays. So hopefully you guys can join in the live chat and share your thoughts about the best way to generate ability scores in D&D. And you know, it was just pointed out, I don't know if you've seen the news today, but on our Discord server, our friend William pointed out that they're rolling out the playtest for the next edition of D&D. I guess that started today. And I would have thought that would be called D&D 6th edition. Currently, they're calling it D&D 1, which is very reminiscent to when they were calling 5th edition. They were initially calling it D&D Next, trying to avoid the numerical edition title. So for D&D 1, they currently have a character generation draft rules with the current races and backgrounds and changes of the core rule and stuff like that. There isn't anything in that document specifically about ability generation, so I guess it's more or less going to be the same as 5th edition. So we'll take that into consideration on Sunday, and then think about maybe older stuff that we like to use in our games, and that'll be all on our mind this Sunday. And I'll be back next Thursday. And I'm going to try to take probably maybe the Covell Mansion area, maybe. I thought I was going to go after Podal Plaza when I came in, and then they gave me, they unlocked all this new territory for me to check out and threw Dirten in the party. So maybe I need to use Dirten and level up, and then I'll come back to the Temple of Bane later. That seems like a pretty good idea. I agree with what Simon's saying there in the comments there. Good point, Simon. Good point. Good. That's a really good point. He might be a cleric with really high wisdom, and then getting the bonus spell. Yeah. I feel like, I mean, don't you only get one bonus 3rd level spell? I'm just doing all this by memory. I mean, he could be 6th level. Is that right? He could be 6th level. He could have a base. Am I thinking right? But now I don't even know what level whole person is. So whole person's 2nd level for clerics? Third, right? Yeah. Okay. He'd be 6th level. He could have 2. He could normally have 2 3rd level spells plus 1 for wisdom, and that's the highest that spellcasters go in this game. Right. That's what everybody's telling me. They cap all the spellcasters at 6th level because they didn't implement 4th level spells. So that's probably it. He's probably going to be 6th level plus 1 3rd level bonus spell, or in other words, he's a maximum level spellcaster in this game. Yeah, man, that's a lot of whole persons. I do not see a dependable counter for my part in the current state. If I still had Payden and she had whole person, then I might have a way to do it, but I don't see how to do it with my current party. Anyway, so we'll all be thinking about that. Thank you so much for the help. Keep hitting the fellow. Yeah, whole person might get him in melee if melee and missiles don't. I feel like, again, kind of the Sun Tzu, I really don't want to have all my firepower on that one guy while I've got 54 other orcs launching crap at me. So I feel like I almost never had an opportunity to actually aim any attacks at that guy. I guess one. I guess there was one single round where Cadell could have done it, but everybody else had to throw sleeps at the mass or was stuck in melee. So I never had an option for any more than just one single melee attack against that guy. Good deduction on the level. I agree that that's what the level that Mace has to be. Good deduction. I'm glad we know that, and knowing is half the battle. So I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to say that wasn't I'm going to say that wasn't a total defeat. I'm going to say that I half won that. Because now I know what I'm up against. Yeah, that was a half victory. Hey, we'll call it 50-50. We'll call it a draw for tonight. I'm gonna officially call that a draw. Good game, everybody. Awesome. So thanks so much for hanging out. So much more fun, and hopefully I'll see you guys Sunday afternoon for the D&D talk show, and then I'll be back next Thursday for more. Dan Plays Games from Older Times, the Pool of Radiance. Happy weekend, everybody. Stay cool. See you later.